And did you ever think that you would be in the position that you're in? I'm talking about, I mean, I guess we can safely say a multi-millionaire.
You know, the millionaire part, no. Leader, yes. I mean, I don't have a high school diploma, don't have a GED, and I got a couple of felonies. I was the girl who used to push weight. I never saw, like, legally making as much money as I made. No.
Wow, that is, you know what, that story right there, because I do want to stop right there. Well, we serve a God of second, third, fourth, fifth chances. So you were in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even graduate from high school.
Nope.
And look at God.
Nothing but.
Kierra, seriously, I know you understand, but I want to sit in this for a moment, because there are so many people out there that are in your exact same position. And life, girl, I'm about to choke up and cry. Life seems hopeless for so many people. Welcome to The Dash. You know, The Dash is that tiny line between your life start date and end date. It's your story, the chapters in your book, your journey. Get ready for real conversations with real people telling real stories about the realities of failure, setbacks, and success. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. We're rolling. Let's go. The Dash in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Dash podcast. Y'all know there are just certain people that I'm just like, okay, I'm really excited that we have our next guest. She is a boss. But before I tell you who it is, do me a favor. Go ahead and click subscribe. Thank you guys so much for your support. Y'all have been amazing. Thank you for watching. Continue to share. Continue to comment. Yes, I do read all the comments, and I try to, respond when I can. So I appreciate the love and support. And make sure you're sharing this with all your friends and family or whatever, because we are here because we want to inspire, right? So our next guest, y'all. When I say boss, I mean boss with a capital B, okay? I get excited because I think that Black women are already amazing, but Black women are really doing the dang thing. So our next guest is Miss Kierra Henderson. You guys know her on Instagram as the Trucking Guru.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And for you to be doing what you are doing in the trucking industry, which is a male-dominated business.
Once was a male-dominated industry.
Ooh, well, this is what we're about to learn today.
Yes,
exactly. You have literally taken over, and I've been watching your journey from afar, like from behind the scenes, like, who is this chick? What is she doing? And I see you empowering. So, first of all, congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
Kierra, like, you are doing the dang thing.
Thank you.
Okay. Tell everybody who the Trucking Guru is, and then we'll go back. Because here, you know, the Dash is that small little insignificant line between your birth date and your death date, or seemingly insignificant. But it's your journey, it's your story. So we want to learn a little bit more about you, because you've been writing your story all of these years without you even necessarily thinking about it. So who is the Trucking Guru?
All right. Well, I am Kierra Henderson, the Trucking Guru. I'm the oldest of 8. We are from Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
My family, I actually have always called my tribe, my siblings, because I'm the oldest and I run it.
Okay.
Now, I got into trucking about 20 years ago now.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I was working downtown at AT&T.
Okay.
They outsourced my department, and I got into trucking because I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do.
Okay.
And back then, I was paying like $750 a month for my little bills, and when they said they were going to outsource, I panicked. And a friend of mine called and was like, just get into trucking, because I have felonies. So he was like, it's felon friendly. You should look into it. And I'm like, well, shit, I always wanted to drive a truck. And he was like, no. I mean, back office. I didn't even have a driver's license, so I wasn't going to be driving a truck no way.
Right.
So I looked into the actual like back office side of it. And that's how I became a planner for Schneider. Okay. Starting with Schneider was one of the hardest things that I ever had to do, but it gave me my first taste of like, okay, I like trucking.
So Schneider is like tell me what Schneider is.
Schneider's the big orange trucks.
Oh, that's right.
Schneider
The
National.
SCH.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yep. So why was it so hard?
Girl, trucking is like a whole nother language. If you don't understand the lingo, and it's a lot of hurry up and go. It's very fast paced. You got to think on your feet. And I didn't know anything about it. I didn't understand the logistics of trucking. So it kind of.
So it's like being swooped into this whole new world. And it's like, again, it's like going to another country and they speak another language.
Yes.
And you're like, I got to navigate. Yes, exactly. Okay. So then, but when you got into it, even though you were scared, even though you didn't know what you were doing, you ended up falling in love with it.
I fell in love with it because I noticed my days went by faster. I got quicker on my feet, and I put in the work so I could actually start to learn it and become good at it. So I liked it. I liked it. And then I started to realize, hey, we're actually moving important stuff here. Toilet tissue, foods, sand, oil and gas. It started to click. And so they
started to realize how essential it was.
Yeah.
So I'll say this, because we're going to get back to this part, but you guys, Kierra we're going to talk about the money part because balling is an understatement. But more importantly, you have literally helped other people become six-figure earners, millionaires, which is that to me is the exciting part. When, I have a friend of mine that uses the saying, lift as you rise. So as you grow, you come back and you get somebody else, and that's what you're doing.
Yes.
But I want to go back even further than that. Because you said you are the oldest of 8.
Yes.
So what was life growing up for you? And did you ever think that you would be in the position that you're in? I'm talking about, I guess we can safely say a multi-millionaire.
The millionaire part, no. Leader, yes. I was bred to be a leader, not just of my family, but we do family fellowship. And so I always was in charge of certain things. So my parents kind of put me in a leadership position at a very early age. I've always taken care of others. I was just telling them that I basically would always make sure that I had a place for somebody to go. Like I couldn't afford it, but I wanted to have an extra room just in case somebody needed it. But millionaire status, multi-millionaire status, no. Never saw it. I don't have a high school diploma, don't have a GED, and I got a couple of felonies. I was the girl who used to push weight. I never saw legally making as much money as I made. No.
Wow, that is, you know what, that story right there, because I do want to stop right there. Boy, we serve a God of second, third, fourth, fifth chances. So you were in the streets. You didn't even graduate from high school.
Nope.
And look at God.
Nothing but.
Kierra, seriously, I know you understand, but I want to sit in this for a moment because there are so many people out there that are in your exact same position. And life, girl, I'm about to choke up and cry. Life seems hopeless for so many people. And so you are the example.
Trying to be.
That it doesn't matter where you come from. And I'm not saying that people don't need to try. I'm not saying that people should just be like, oh, well, shoot, I don't need this. That's not the point.
Yeah.
But when God gives you another opportunity, you literally are making the most out of it. Do you ever sit back and have a pinch me moment and say, I technically on paper am not supposed to be here?
All the time. And unfortunately, I'm often reminded of that because of my background. Sometimes it still kind of is a stumbling block for certain things.
Like what? Explain to me.
Well, for instance, we're going to build a 10,000 square foot home. We don't want to pay $25,000, $30,000 a month because we like luxury living. And I wanted to have a man before I actually, built my house. I got one. But even with trying to find somewhere to move, your felonies stop you. And it's like, damn, I'm this far off.
Even when you're buying?
Yes. No, leasing, because we got to lease.
Okay.
We got to build.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay,
no, we want to build from the ground up. We
Gotcha.
We actually want to do like a compound. I want my family, like my mom, my dad, my siblings, his dad. I want everybody to live together.
I love it.
So we're looking for 100+ acres. So in the meantime, we got to have somewhere to live.
Right.
Even with that, also, we got some things that are coming up that I can't say.
Right.
And they want us to be like in the downtown area. And even with that, it's like with felonies, you can't get a penthouse. You can't, because they run background checks. So oftentimes I get knocked off my little high horse. And it's like, damn, all that I've accomplished, all that I've done, and you still are just a 20+ year old incident.
20-something years ago.
My first felony happened because I used to be extremely timid. And my mom...
You, Kierra?
Yes.
There is no way.
Yes.
What?
I used to be extremely timid. And my mom was like, no, you have to know how to protect yourself. So I started boxing. I was a runaway, too. So while I was out, one thing I got good at is fighting. So I actually got registered with the state of Texas to box. So my first felony happened. A girl came to my house. I was 7 months pregnant with Aja. She was knocking on the door. Of course, her dad was cheating. I had no idea who she was. I was 17. He was 29. So she was like in her 20s. Long story short, I whooped her ass because she came and tried to, fight. And
even though she came to you,
yeah,
and you ended up
state
being
of
charged.
Texas only has to prove that it's done on that day, done in that county, and was used as a deadly weapon.
And what was used as a deadly weapon? Your
My
fist?
hands. Yep.
Kierra, your fist? What?
Yep.
Is it because you're registered to fight? Mm-hmm. So whenever you're registered to fight, it's considered
a deadly weapon.
So in other words, Floyd Mayweather cannot go out right now and just...
That's why he never has. That's why you don't see boxers just out randomly fighting people. It's a felony, and you can get time for it. So that happened, and it was like, shit, now what? So yeah, felonies.
Did you ever? And any question that I ask you, Kierra, I want you to stop, because this is not. I mean, this ain't for me to get nosy. It's just to understand your story.
I'm an open book.
Did you end up having to serve time?
No.
Okay.
See, I thought it was like Law and Order. It's not. The judge looked me in my face and said, "Young lady," because I chose trial by judge
instead of by jury.
And he said, "No, I cannot give you counsel, but if you're found guilty, I cannot give you probation." So basically, if I would have let the judge judge me, then because they only had to prove it was done on that day, it was done in the county, and I'm a deadly weapon. And the police came out because my neighbor seen it, and she called the police on the girl. So I was already guilty before I even went to court. So that's why I ended up doing the jury.
Thank God for that judge too.
Yes, and he even told me, like, just try to do the best you can. He gave me the minimum sentence, because when you heard the story, even the girl was like, "No, this is my fault. Like, I was out of line. I came to her house. I was pregnant. Like, she was drinking, so she was like, no." She even testified, like, she begged, "Please don't." They're trying to give me 25 years. I'm trying to give me 25 years.
Kierra.
Yep, and still gave me a felony, even with her like apologizing in front of the court and everything. They still found me guilty. Yep.
Ooh, girl, your story is supposed to be a movie.
Yeah, it is.
I think I done spilled the secret on what's coming up. No, I'm just joking. I really don't know. Okay, so you end up getting a felony, and you talked about school. Mm-hmm. So you obviously ended up at some point dropping out of school.
Yeah, I just told my daddy one day I ain't going to school. I'm just
it
not
just
going.
Wasn't your thing.
Because I was tired of sneaking out. He go to work, I go back in the house. I'm not going to school. Because back then, I'm a little cute in the face, thick in the waist. Back then, I was fine as fuck. So the girls used to be mean to me.
You still fine.
My man thinks so.
Yes.
The girls were mean to me. So they used to try to jump me all the time. I was like, fuck that, I ain't going to school. That goes back to me not even wanting to fight. Like, my heart has always been, I'd rather have friends. My family says, she can make a friend with a rock, because I'm so friendly. So, no, I was like, I ain't going to school. And my dad, he was sitting on the couch, and he looked. I was like, I've been skipping. I'm just not going to go. He said, you got to figure out what you want to do with your life. I was like, eventually I will. And that was it.
And is that when you ended up saying, well, I mean, until I figure it out, I'm just going to the streets?
No. I walked to McDonald's over there in Arlington off of Collins in 20. Walked to that McDonald's on the corner. And I ended up meeting my daughter's dad. And that's how that happened.
Well, that McDonald's will get you every time.
Every time.
I got to stay away from McDonald's.
Yeah, so he was doing some things, and I was like, I know how to, just paying attention to what you're doing. You could do this way and make this. And he was like, business partner. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you look up how old were you at this time?
17.
17 to what before you started working at like AT&T? Were you like really in the streets?
I was 19. Aja was like 2, 3. It's 19.
And so what made you all of a sudden say, you know what? Enough is enough.
When the girl came and we got into a fight, that was it. I wasn't used to dudes cheating. That was new, I was like, I'm done with this. And he chloroformed me and put me like in a closet.
The stuff they put on in the movies, the stuff to make you pass out.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, because this is not funny. But
you know what's crazy? Nobody's ever asked me these questions. I believe my man knows like all of this, but not people be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. So somebody had to end up coming to get me out. So that I was done with him, and I was like, "Damn!" I looked up. I didn't even have an ID at the time, and I knew I had to get shit together because I got this kid. So that's what I did, thinking AT&T would be the answer.
Girl, people are weird. Where do you
People
even
are
get
crazy.
chloroform? I mean, like, who? Everybody thinks this is a movie. Like, literally, for those of y'all that don't know, when you see people put the stuff on the cloth, and like,
and he had plans. He had plans. So I thank God that I got away from him because he is batshit crazy.
I really, wow, Kierra, I'm just gonna say this. This is why I love doing this, because you're already respected. You're already successful. You are. I mean, just because people not even understand it, but you've already bossed up. Yeah. And like I say, I think it's so important that when people do make it to a level of success, that we teach, our community, and we allow other people to join in on the fun. It ain't no fun if everybody can't be a part of it, right?
I agree.
But why I love doing this is because, and this is why we called it The Dash, I think that when people hear your story, the level of respect and the things that you've overcome is going to take that respect to a whole nother level.
I hope so.
Your story is like I say, I mean, it's crazy. So then you start working for AT&T.
Get the hang of it, become the best sales rep ever.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at sales.
Okay. Yeah, and I've seen that too. You can sell. Yeah,
I'm pretty good at sales. Very comfortable.
And so how long did you do that?
Shoot, 2 years.
Okay.
2 years. And then they outsourced us, and I was like, now what? It took me forever to get that little job.
Exactly. Especially trying to pass a background check.
The background check every time.
Every time.
You got a lie, say you got a high school diploma. That's easy. You don't check.
Yeah.
But the background check gonna come back every time.
You know what? That's a really good lesson, because a lot of times we have families that watch these episodes. And I think that a lot of kids don't understand. We just out here living, everybody trying to be gangster, everybody trying to do. And I try to teach the kids that I mentor all the time. And I have to tell this story later on, because there was a certain point when I was in college, I was facing 2 felony charges.
What?
Girl. And luckily I didn't get them, but I always say, like, getting that F on your report card, on your record, literally
change your life.
And you keep saying, this was 20 years ago, and it still comes up. And so when our kids want to go out and just fight, when our kids want to go out and then just want to be hood in this moment, you have to think this decision that you're making, that, if you really think about it, possibly trying to prove something to somebody else,
will change your life.
Because you said it has affected you getting a job.
I was going to get my shit together, go to school and be a neurologist. Found out you can't even be a nurse. You can't do anything in healthcare.
You can't?
No, not with a felony. You can't. You can't even be a damn, like, there are certain in-home jobs, like the AC guys. They do background checks. Everybody does a background check.
What?
I can't get no Airbnbs.
You can't get Airbnbs either?
No, they do background checks.
From something that happened 20 years ago? Kierra.
I know, right?
But God say, I got a way around it.
Yeah, I'll just buy my own. Buy my own.
Exactly. But God will part that Red Sea and be like, we going to find a way.
Yeah.
Golly, Kierra. Like, it's so crazy. Like, again, on paper, you're not supposed to be where you are, but this is so amazing.
You have no idea. Even with the way that I got my job with Snyder to get me into trucking, they ran my background check. And I had to Google and make a little portfolio, because, again, they wanted certain criteria. I didn't have it. So I Googled my job, like what I had to do, what I should say I did. And I thought I aced my interview, and I never heard from them. And so I got kind of discouraged, and I'm like, okay, I guess I got to file unemployment. And while I'm sitting there, there's a book that's on the floor. It's called Easy to Believe. And you'll hear me say this on my live all the time. I even read it to my tribe sometimes. It teaches you about the power of positive believing, how you can believe in life to be whatever you want to be. That was the first part I read. And how our belief system is like an oar in a boat, and the boat is just going down. So if you believe positively, you're going to go to the left. You believe negative, you go to the right. So I'm like, okay, so you're either trusting God or you're not. So I said, all right, God, first off, God said I could be whatever I want to be. So I'm going to be a manager. Like I started just changing my thinking. And I got a call from Schneider and they said, Kierra? I said, yes. They said, are you sure what's on the paper that you said you did? Is that all you did? At the time, I was like, yeah, that's all I did. She said, okay, your background check never came back. It's just like spinning. You know how you are downloading something? All that time, they were just waiting on it to come back, and it never came back. So she said, as long as you were honest, when it does come back, we won't let you go. But if you lied, then we're going to let you go. So I didn't lie, so they hired me. But that's how I even got my job. And then even with them, there was a lady that came down, a young lady. She was so adorable to me. She had these long lash extensions. She was into Kate Spade. She was just so dope. Everybody was really mean to her. I was nice to her. I didn't know who the hell she was. I'm nice to anybody anyway, you know? Mm-hmm. So she sat with me. She's like, can I sit with you? People are kind of giving me the cold shoulder. I was like, yeah, you can sit with me. And by that time, I had finally started to master what I was doing. So I was showing her what I learned. Hey, they do it this way. I do it this way. Just little things like that, being kind to her. So fast forward to like a month later, we have a big, huge meeting, and everybody's in from Green Bay. They let everybody go. And I'm like, oh, shit. I go to the bathroom. I call my mom, and I'm upset because I had to, believe God for this job. And she's like, okay, well, God will give you another job. She's like, wipe your face, go back in there. God will open another door. I said, okay. So they finally called my name. I said, well, thank y'all for the opportunity because it gave me a thirst for trucking. And I was just going on and on and on. And she smiled and she got up. Come to find out, this lady was the HBIC and nobody knew.
That's why you always treat people nice.
And she said, oh, Kierra, we're not leaving you. We want to take you with us. And that's how me and my kids ended up in Wisconsin for a while.
Not Wisconsin, yes. Girl.
We were in Wisconsin for a while. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Wisconsin is phenomenal.
Really?
Yes, I fucking love it. I love it.
Let me, okay. I know that I just keep repeating your story, but it's a lot of these aha moments for me. The fact that you looked down and you saw a book.
Mm-hmm. That my mom gave all of us.
Yes.
Like we've had them for years. I've never read them.
Ain't read it. Mm-mm. And one day you decided to pick it up, and it literally was the difference maker in you speaking life into yourself.
Yep.
That is an aha moment.
It was.
You being nice.
Yeah.
To somebody that, see, because a lot of people will be, and I'm sure now you're experiencing this, a lot of people will be nice to you because of what you can do for them, what you can provide from them. Uh-huh. People just want to be around the wave. Mm-hmm. Don't have sincere hearts.
Yep.
But they should have been nice to you 20 years ago, too. Yes. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that you were nice to somebody for no reason, just because that's who you're supposed to be.
That's right.
And then come to find out.
She was the HBIC.
Oh, my God.
She paid for my entire move to Wisconsin, and it was phenomenal. I learned so much within that time, but that even catapulted what I ended up doing in my own business, the type of field, because I do oil and gas. Well, I started with them. I became the operations manager for their oil and gas division, which was huge. I was the youngest female ever Black woman. I left them and went to another company up there. I was the only Black person in that company.
How was that for you? Was it a culture shock?
It was when the mama brought me some damn biscuits and jelly.
Oh, wait, what? Why was that the culture shock?
It's a real life, like, this is a generation they call legacy truckers, where the dad's dad, they've been in trucking and they built an empire. So everybody that works there is a family. Well, the mom of the mom came in and she's like, oh, we got a colored girl.
She said it like that?
Yeah.
And probably didn't even know.
She didn't mean no harm because these people ain't never even seen Black folks. Like at that time, a lot of them was like, what the hell? Yeah. She brought me the next day. It was so nice, the gesture, but damn.
It's the ignorance a lot of times, right? When people have never been exposed. Mm-hmm. But thank God that like I'm sure their perspective now has changed.
Oh, yeah, because I took them from a couple million to almost $1 billion. They used to move, well, they still do move, Hershey chocolate in tankers.
Wow.
And they were smart enough to create a shaker on a tanker, which is unheard of. I got a patent for them. I helped them with everything on that side. Just being nosy. So I said, with this on this trailer, you should be getting more money. They was like, sure, you can go try to get it. I said, I will. And I did. And when I closed that deal, it was like, okay, yeah, I need to go home and do some of this shit for myself.
No, seriously.
Plus, my sister was having my niece, and I'm like, I got to go home. My niece has to know who I am. My nieces are everything to me. They're like my kids. So I came on back home. But even with that, yeah, they close to $1 billion now.
Do you still keep in touch with that family?
I do. I'm very thankful for them because they taught me a lot about owning my own. Like I saw, just to sit back and to watch. When you become successful, you want your family to work with you. You want your family to be a part of that. And I saw that with them. I would see them cuss each other out and get up and go all eat lunch together. Like, this is what we do. We do family and we do business. So I learned a lot from them. And they gave me opportunity because, again, they hadn't even had no black woman work for them.
And they, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that is amazing. Oh, girl, this is good. Like, Kierra, this is good.
Thank you.
Yeah, the opportunity. I tell, again, the kid, I don't have kids of my own, unfortunately, but the kids that I mentor, one of our mottos is, I am what I see. And that's exactly what happened to you. Like, God allowed you to be put in an environment where you could see all of, like, who knew that this was even a thing, right? Yeah, and then like you say, because I know how big, just from watching you on social media, how important your family is.
Okay,
and,
yes.
and I want to talk about that because, like we said earlier, it ain't no fun if everybody doesn't get a piece of the pie, right? Like everybody can eat. And that was an example for you of how to bring everybody in. So now, as the trucking guru, all of these things you've overcome, how many trucks do you own right now?
I am now at 140 plus. I say plus because he got me some more trucks. We got trucks just sitting. 140 plus.
Kierra, you are lying to me.
No.
140 some trucks.
See, I got trucks because I dispatched. So leaving Schneider, going to the other company in Wisconsin, leaving them and coming home, I worked for a shipper.
Okay.
See, the shipper is the person, Walmart would be a shipper, distribution centers. I worked on the shipper side for the first time. So it became full circle. I once was the person looking for the freight. Well, not even looking for the freight. I was giving trucks their freight.
Okay.
So this time I'm actually in charge of the freight.
Okay.
So I was given a little section of North Carolina and Florida, I believe, Carolinas. And I worked with young black folks. And I didn't know what I was doing at all. So they did me some training. They gave me my little laptop and my little cell phone, girl. I tell the story all the time because I just still to this day thought I was big shit with my laptop and my cell phone.
Of course. When you get a laptop and a cell phone
Right,
for the first
it's official.
time, like
It's official. This is a company phone.
I feel like I own the company.
Exactly. I went home and told my kids, you have to call me Mrs. Henderson. And I was joking around with them and I turned my phone on and it started ringing like crazy. I was like, what the fuck? Did I miss something in training? So it won't stop. It won't stop ringing. So the person that I was with at the time, he was like, when you go to work, look and see what they making. Because you're dealing with the boys that own the trucks. So I was like, you're right. So I went in, nosy, and they were making 6 figures in less than 4 months. And I was like, okay, that's a lot of money back then.
Sure.
Less than 4 months. So that means they had all the other months to run do what they wanted to do. And I just was being nosy. I asked, I said, Keyshawn, what do y'all do when the season is over? He said, why, you want to dispatch for us? I said, yes.
Yes, absolutely. I want a piece of it.
I
Yeah.
do. But see, I didn't know that meant I had to get the freight for them. So I went home and had a discussion and he said, you can do this. You've closed $1 billion deals. You need to do it for yourself. And I was like, I don't know. Because again, fear oftentimes creeps back in. And God always finds a way to make sure that, no, if you can't believe in yourself, you'd always trust in God. You know, God will show you what to do. So I said, I think I'm going to do it. And he did my little office for me. It was so cute. And I was like, all right, I just quit. I just quit my job. And I dispatched him and his family. And I made $10,000 that week. Now.
Excuse me, did you say that week?
That week.
Is there anybody? I'm going to start taking this dispatching course. Okay, so $10,000 in that week. So obviously you made the right decision by quitting your job.
Clearly. And I was like, wait a minute, because I never thought. See, a lot of people are doing this trucking wave because it's a wave.
It is a wave. It's the new fad. Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of people. It reminds me of the thing that says there are a lot of scams online. I could teach you how to avoid them for $12.99. Right.
Which is a scam.
Exactly. But see, I was trucking way before that.
Yeah.
So when I started dispatching, it was unheard of. Like, nobody even fucking knew what I was talking about. Matter of fact, the brokers were all mad at me. They were like, what you're doing is illegal. You can't do that. You have to have your authority. And I'm like, well, If I got to have my authority, I'm talking shit the whole time while I'm posting loads for drivers to come truck with me. If I have to have my own authority, don't they have their own authority? The truck drivers? I can use theirs. I don't have to have my own if I'm using yours. If I'm representing your company,
absolutely,
I don't got to have my own authority because I'm just going to say I work for you, with you.
Absolutely.
Right? Aha moment. 10,000 became 100,000, 100,000 became a couple million. That's each week. That's just off dispatching. So from that money, I took it and I started investing in trucks. See, dispatching, it safely puts you in the trucking because you learn what lanes you want to run. Excuse me. I still smoke. You learn what lanes you want to run. You build relationships with shippers and you're working with drivers. So the whole time, what they're paying to do, brokers are paying to do that. Owner operators are paying fuel, maintenance, drivers, the truck. I didn't have that. I just had something given to me. And it's like, if you piece it together, every truck driver needs a freaking dispatcher. They're on the road. You can't book your own load unless you got a dedicated lane. And a lot of them don't even know how to do that. So I started getting dedicated lanes and adding on more and more and more. But that taught me myself, like, okay, I actually think I want to start back fucking with the dry sand, the sand and oil and gas. Because these boys are making 20. Back then, before the rug was pulled out, about 8-9 years ago, we was doing $30,000, $40,000 a week, one truck. And I'm only getting 10% of that. So if I have my own truck, I just got to pay my driver and my fuel. I start flipping my money. Give me some trucks.
Period.
And every time I get trucks, it's because I got a contract. So,
and that's that mentality of when they say make your money work for you.
Correct.
Because originally you were working for your money.
Correct.
And then you were like, but I want to be making money while somebody else is driving my trucks. And so, and that's smart investing. And that's a mental shift that sometimes we have to go through.
Yes.
Because we're used to working. Like, that's what we do. We work.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, that's the biggest obstacle that I find when trying to help somebody with this, because you don't never got to buy nobody course or nothing. Like, you could just dispatch. You just find freight, you find drivers, there you go. People can't grasp this shit is like life-changing. It's common sense. If this one truck does 10,000, right? I get 1,000 off of that. What does 10 trucks give you? 10,000. What does 20 trucks give you? 20,000. It's just math. We ain't selling door-to-door sales like fucking trying to throw the dirt on your rug and buy you a Kirby, sell you a Kirby.
Right.
Remember the Kirby's, some old vacuums?
Oh, yes. You know we had a Kirby and them things would pick up.
They were, and they was expensive too.
Well, yes, they were heavy. Yes. Yes, they were.
But we're not doing that. It's like, the toilet tissue got to come in. Y'all seen what happened with the pandemic.
Yes.
Everybody was locked up. The only thing that was going was our trucks.
Yes.
Like Trump himself was like, yeah, the truck, and we saved America. And we did.
I think that is when people really started realizing the importance of trucks, because it was like you said, the shelves are empty.
Yep.
Because the trucks aren't
correct
doing what they're supposed to do, or unable to get out, or whatever the issue was. And now we start to respect trucks on the road. Because, before we hated 18-wheelers.
I don't want to be by this 18-wheeler.
Yeah, they're going to hit me.
Now I'll be like, come on, big boy.
Yes, exactly. You need to go ahead and drop that load off. Exactly. I love it. Okay. So now we're at 140 plus trucks. Yes. What is the most amount of income you've had in 1 year? We'll say, because I'm not going to do total. We're not...
Shit.
In a year. And if you're uncomfortable, you say, I'd rather not say, but just know we're doing well.
I'm going to tell you this, because I'm a facts type person. I don't do no fluff. I don't do no bullshit. I always live by, I will lie for you. I'll never lie to you. On my live, in my group, my private group, I look the mess, my wig. You'll learn my wigs always be sliding back. I don't give a damn. In my group, just talking and shooting shit with them. And one of my phones kept fucking ringing. I was like, why my phone keep ringing? And I pick it up. I'm annoyed. And the lady's like, oh my God, we've been looking for you. Like, we need you to take on some loads. Like, who is this? She told me her name. This is all on live recorded. She told me her name, the company, which I do business with them now. And it's like, we need 75 trucks, 4 or 5 loads a day, 7 days a week for 5-year contract. I make a couple of million a week from that. And that was before the presidents exchanged and that lockdown. Like, whether the trucks move or not, I'm guaranteed that money. So I make a lot of money.
She said a couple million a week. Last I checked, it was 52 weeks in a year.
Yes.
Because, baby, I do numbers too. Do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand me?
And the crazy thing is, it's like, you know, especially if you go to my Instagram, I'm hood as fuck. Real ghetto. Because
I think, to me, though, I think that's what people appreciate
you would
about
think.
you.
You would think. You know how many people, you know what, I'm an acquired taste. Because, like I said, I don't do fake. Baby, I made it. I'm just trying to put you up on game. Either you going to learn and earn, or you going to keep swiping.
Yeah.
It's a free app. Yeah. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. You know what I think it is? Think about it. Especially we're here in Texas. Every corner there's a church.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a different church for everybody. Because all the churches are still full.
Correct.
Because this pastor focuses on family. This pastor focuses on the men. And even though they're all, you know, share the word of God, they have their niche. And you are a niche for somebody.
Yep.
And I think that a lot of times that there are the people that have learned from you are the people that are supposed to learn from you. And they needed your style of teaching.
I agree.
Right?
Yep.
And so, yes, will there be people that will probably feel like you're too much?
There's a lot of people that feel like that.
Absolutely. But guess what? Like you said, then you're just not for them. And the people that you're for, you're changing lives. So I saw on your Instagram, let me see, 18 plus millionaires created. Let's talk about that. See, look at you smiling. That is beautiful when you can literally, oh my God, Kierra,
It's
girl,
always,
just let me be a producer on your movie, because I'm already seeing how we going, girl, and we're going to have her come in the door. We're going to have her. I'm telling you, girl, the story is amazing.
You know what's crazy? I did this just from making a comment on somebody else's post 3 years ago. And I'll never forget the first millionaire that I made. But the one that hit me the most was just today. They were sitting on the balcony with me. I was supposed to go do a show this morning, but because there's a love-hate thing with me and some folks, it was canceled, which I honestly never thought that it would have been a good fit for me because I cuss. So I don't want to censor myself. So it worked out. But I was telling my friend about it, and she was telling me, hey, the girl that I told you about is standing in the hallway. My friend Tammy Moore, I love her to death, Coach Sheldon and Tammy.
I think I know Tammy.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
love her
so
to death.
sweet. Yeah.
She called me, and the girl that she was talking about is a girl who, in front of all these people, they're at Myron Golden's event right now.
Okay.
And she said, this lady said you saved her life. And she said she was just saying all this stuff going on and on and on. She said, I just started crying. She said, and Sheldon said, why are you crying? She said, because my friend is saving all these people and she doesn't even know it. So for me, God's timing, nothing is more fulfilling. I don't give a fuck how much money I have. To know that, like, I got a girl that messaged me about, I wanted to kill myself. And I don't know how I came across hand me my phone. I don't know how I came across your IG page. But if I was going to plan my suicide, I said that I can plan this. Stuff like that,
Wait. I need you to say that one more time.
I'm about to show it to you.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Okay.
She said that she was basically.
Okay. Can I read it?
Yes.
Okay.
I posted it on my page. You can read it.
Hi, Kierra. I had to come and thank you personally in January. Don't look at my nails either because they need to be done. So we're going to read this right here. In January, I was ready to leave this earth and had planned everything out. Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus. Who would get my 3 daughters? How to make it look like an accident for insurance, everything. And I prayed that night for God to please send me help. And I was on Instagram and one of my friends posted about you and I started following you. And I couldn't afford the course right away. But when you put it half off, I was able to get the course. And I said to myself,
Yep.
my God, if I could plan that BS, which was her suicide,
Yep.
then I could do this. Oof, you literally saved my life. And I am forever grateful for you and the tribe. Jesus.
That right there is like even bigger than the monetary. Like, yes, I love the fact that I have created millionaires, but saving lives is like, there's no better feeling to know that you had some part. God was able to use you to bring somebody out of a dark space. I didn't have a me. I just did this on my own. So it's as hard as it is to keep going, because you'd be surprised at how many people literally just try to tear you down, and all you're trying to do is help people. I've been called a scammer. I've been called broke. I've been called anything you could think of. Like I've put it out there. I posted a bank account, 92 million in one bank account. You're a scammer. Okay, well, I never made a commercial. You can't say I made one commercial except for me getting off that motherfucking fly ass jet. He did that. But that's it. I ain't never made no commercials.
Here, you are hilarious.
Yeah. But I don't do commercial and polish. I said,
Lord have mercy, girl, you are a trip. Let me just add up real quick. I've never heard my producer laugh during the interview, okay? He is so professional and he holds us together. He is back there screaming.
I'm glad I meant that.
Yeah, you did.
I meant that.
Okay.
I don't do because everybody doing that, you know? Like, okay, we got money, we got cars, we got mansions. Okay, but what can we do to like teach people to fish, you know? So I said, I'm going to be different. I'm just going to let my people speak. I let them do their videos. This one girl did a phenomenal video. Shit, I freaking love it. Gave me chills when I seen it. And it said, I am your 16 millionaire. That blew me out of the water. So I don't even try to like, okay, I pop my shit every now and then. But, you know, normally it's just like my people. So it's like, what is a scam? I teach you knowledge. You apply it. You get it.
I think a lot of times, because there are a lot of, you even said it, there are a lot of people out here saying, pay me $12.99 to not get scammed.
But you know what? Even with, say for instance, if everybody on the internet was a scammer, right? If you invested your money and you learned something from it,
that is
you
what
freaking apply it.
That is what I was gonna say, Kierra. How many times I have been that person?
Me
I
too.
have bought a course online,
and it's still in the email. They ain't never even opened it up. Ain't never downloaded. Ain't never.
I don't
nothing.
even know where to go look for the ebook.
Exactly.
Okay?
I forgot the name.
I done logged back in 2 years later. It's like, oh, this was a 6-month course. You are kicked out.
See, and I never do that. I always let them have their lifetime access. Just saying.
Just FYI.
I just said if I buy a shoe and I go back in the 6 months when I'm gone, I'll be mad.
Exactly.
So the course stays.
But that's the whole thing, is that we are not applying ourselves a lot of times, because what we want is for somebody to give us the game and do the work.
I have a girl, she's on my page, Annabelle. She'll be here in November. Annabelle was her name is Baby Lex on Instagram. There was a girl who was always front and center every time I went live. And I noticed she started answering the questions, like helping me respond to people, right? That's oftentimes what my tribe do. They'll answer, like, because I don't pay attention to the white comments. I just do the questions.
Right.
And she was answering. I said, she in my tribe. She's like, no, I'm not. Like, she didn't have the money for it. I don't know what the hell she was doing. And I was like, oh, I'll give you the course. I always say I've given away more courses than I've sold. Do you know, I don't remember when it was. It's on my page, though. She went live with me. And she told me somebody in my tribe said, you need to talk to Annabelle. The girl you gave the course to, Kenny. She said she's doing big shit. Like, you really need to talk to her. Like, she's verified. I done talked to her drivers, like all this. She did $1 million in 6 months. Never even bought the course. Watching my lives. I give enough game, because I've noticed off the dome. Don't play with me. Watching my lives, you know, and she just literally like soaked up game. By the time I gave her the course, she was already taken off. It's like you just want to blame somebody for something. I ain't the one.
Yeah, clearly.
I ain't the one.
And don't forget, she got the man's register. Y'all know, I'm just playing.
And I shoot.
I swear, Kierra, I love you. I am so glad I got a chance to have to sit down.
No. You have no idea. Lady Jade.
Oh my God.
You literally got me to work them AT&T days, baby. You are the biggest, like, I was telling them today, I was like, y'all don't fucking understand. I'm finna go talk to Lady Jade. Like, you are big shit to me.
That is so sweet. Thank you. You are so sweet. No, I'm blessed today. Good. I have been blessed. I hope that the people watching have been blessed. And I do want you to talk about your course really fast.
Okay.
And before we do, I do want to back you up on this. We got to put in the work.
Oh my God, yes.
We got to put in the work. Here's the thing, you guys. We will spend our money on everything else but investing in our education. I talk about this constantly, investing in education and mentorship. And she does. I have seen you even post the Q&As that you do. y'all, it literally takes your time to learn from the Q&As. You even said it. The girl Annabelle was on the Q&As. By the time she got the course, 6 months, she's making $1 million.
Yes.
And this is the thing. We think that that's always going to be our story. And it could be. But you got to put in the same work, time, and effort that Annabelle put in.
Yes.
She probably
she did exactly what she said. I did exactly what you said to do on the line. This is posted on my page, y'all. It's like one of the first, I think it's pinned, but she's saying in 6 months I made $1 million. And she's telling people like even biblical principles she applied. Like you gotta hold yourself accountable. A lot of people are not holding themselves accountable. Like, do you want to keep making fucking 40? Do people even make $40 an hour? 40?
No.
I don't even know. It's not a lot of money. I'll tell you that.
Well, I can tell you a lot of people right now ain't doing it but making 15 to 20. So
and you know what? I was calculating, trying to find a yard dog, and when I was offended. Dog? Somebody that moved my trailers and my trucks back and forth on my yard.
So it's not really a dog in your yard.
No, I wish.
Okay. Okay.
But no, I was offended. I was like, I can't pay nobody this shit. It ain't no money. You motherfuckers. The scam is getting up to go work for somebody else. The scam is not putting in work and you actually having somebody else in charge of your fucking destiny. That's the scam. I'm telling you, you don't got to buy no course. You could just dispatch. How do you dispatch? You literally find loads for truck drivers. Put the truck drivers on the loads. How do I get truck drivers? If you had the loads, they're going to come. It's that simple.
Because they can't work without the loads.
Exactly. And all they're doing is load board stuff. And load board freight, Jade, you are burning me up in here. Y'all, Jade is cold and I am hot.
Okay, no, we have to okay. We're about to wrap too, but y'all, this is why I love Kierra. Okay, again, the first person that has ever called me out for having the AC out. The AC is loud here, okay?
my wig slide off, don't none of y'all talk no shit. Nobody, because it will.
God, I love y'all.
But it's so easy if you put the work in. Like I tell people all the time, you do 100 to 150 calls to shippers, thousands of fucking shippers. Thousands. I literally got a 7,000. I'll tell you even better. People that are in my tribe, I said I'm not going to sell my course no more because I want to focus on them. We did $1 billion last year collectively. Like all of us collectively, we earned $1 billion, right? So this year, I want to take over a different lane. I want to do intermodal. I've partnered with an amazing girl. Her name is Elizabeth, the Elaine Freight. She's fucking phenomenal. We're going to be partnering together to where you got the course. You don't want to call shippers. You don't want to deal with carriers. Okay, I'm going to baby you that much more. This how you gonna call. I did a couple calls for you. Like it's like even more like step by step by step by step. All this shit for $650. Like come on. Now if you were to get a contract, do you know how much money you will freaking make?
I'm telling you, you guys stop popping bottles, stop stunting for the gram, stop going and buying all the things so you look like something and actually become something.
Yes.
Where when you really post it, it's for real.
Yeah.
Like, and again, you're creating generational wealth for your family. You're bringing your family along. And like I say, I love how you have brought your family in, and it's a family business.
I love my family.
I just think that is amazing. So are you going to be selling your course?
Well, after today's events, I'm going to be honest with you. My amazing stylist, Nicole, I love her to death. Yeah. She's a huge part of my support system. It knocked the wind out of me because I know my mission is just to help people.
So you said after today's events, I'm sorry, you know I got to ask.
Oh, well, I often hate it. Somebody that was actually working with me created a fake email and sent it over to a network. And the network was like, well, we want to do some further investigating. And of course, we got receipts, but I don't want to deal with you now. I didn't want to go do it anyway because I want to be able to cuss. But it's like, damn.
Oh, it was a network that you were supposed to do an interview for. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's like, damn, even with me trying to help, it's like, no matter what, you're going to be hated on. And I was like already stopping. Like, I don't want to do the courses anymore because I want to focus on that. Nah, I don't. I want to keep going. I got to keep going. Especially after Tammy caught with that lady. I'm forgetting to tell you. That lady was saying that she lost her memory for 4 months. And when she looked, she said, I had a screenshot of you. And like that lady's over there with Myron Golden telling a room full of people, the trucking guru saved my life. Like they're millionaires now. Neo, she said Neo. You know who Neo Davis is, right?
Yes.
She said Neo Davis was like, yep, Kierra Henderson, like her, Alex, and Tammy are the only ones that are actually really doing this trucking shit. He told me to keep my foot on their necks. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create more millionaires. I wanted to say, you know what, I don't got time for this. I do got time. I got time to help people. I got time to fight back on people hating on me. That ain't shit. So yeah, I'm going to keep going.
I love it. Kierra, you are like the glimpses that I've seen of you on Instagram. You're already so fun, but to now, no.
Go ahead and say it. Nobody's gonna be upset. I'm your favorite.
You know what? She's my favorite. Okay, you are definitely. I just have another level of admiration for you.
Thank you.
You are just a ball of energy, and because you are an acquired taste for some, I think that people misunderstand you.
I think so too. When I first went live on Instagram, I was prim, I was proper, I didn't cuss. My sister said, you cannot smoke on Instagram. You can't cuss, Kierra. You got to be nice.
Kierra, you be smoking on Instagram?
What the girl? I light up a cigarette so quick. Motherfuckers done drove me to... Yes, I will. I don't smoke weed. Weed makes me dumb. I smoke cigarettes.
Okay,
I do not smoke weed.
Let's get that clear.
Yeah, I don't smoke no weed. Got money to make.
Okay.
I'm trying to... What's that man's name? Elon Musk? That's my competition.
Ooh,
I'm trying
I
to
love
get there.
it. Yes.
So no, but... I was a certain way at first, and then they keep coming and they keep coming, and it's like, hold on, because I actually do know how to fight. Like, nah, I'm finna just be me. Like, either you're gonna take it. The word said you're not supposed to be a respectful person anyway. So what you gonna do? You gonna learn and get some money, or you just gonna keep scrolling?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for
I know
having
you
me.
have a lot going on. 140 plus trucks on the road right now. So this is called, she's sitting in here doing this interview, making money. So, I mean, I can't even tell you probably how many hundreds of thousands of millions have already deposited in her account while you've been sitting here. I thank you for taking your time.
Thank you for having me.
I thank you for being open. Again, I truly, truly believe that as you continue, as you know, to share your story, and you already said it, you're changing lives that you will have no idea. And that's why when people create fake emails to try to throw you off, you can't stop. And you can't even, that's small.
Yeah.
Like, you can't respond in the way Kierra used to respond because you got too much to lose.
Yeah, I was going to...
The person who did that has nothing to lose.
Yep.
Like,
you're right.
You're winning. Every day you wake up, Kierra, you are freaking winning. Like, these little people don't even matter. And I don't mean little people in a bad... I'm talking about people that just want to hate.
Yeah.
People do not... I interviewed Bebe. Bebe even said it. They hunt eagles. You gotta know that. You are not a little chicken out here looking for your little eagles. And guess how eagles soar and they go higher? They have to fly against the wind. You are an eagle. They gonna keep hating.
You're right.
And we're not even gonna give them any more. You just keep living, sis. You keep changing lives because God gave you this purpose. That's what's so amazing to me. Thinking of everything that you've gone through, thinking of everything that you've overcome. God knew this when you were in your mama's womb.
Yep.
The way he has set you up. And the great thing about you is even when it was uncomfortable and you didn't know what you were doing, number one, you did not quit. And then number two, like, you didn't look at the surroundings and say, I've never been around this many white people. I've never what is this? You said, if I have an opportunity,
I'm going to take it.
I'm going to learn the heck out of this stuff. And you did. And you literally started from the bottom. That's why you say you notice like the back of your hand.
I do.
Because you have been in every stage of it. You started from the bottom, sis. Most people, that's the problem. Most people want to jump in and be a millionaire tomorrow.
Don't put in no work.
Now go put some gas in the truck. Do you even know what the diesel or whatever go? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know it. Look, is that what you put in the truck? Clearly, I need to sign up for the course. Okay, so tell everybody how they can continue to follow you, how they can get your course, everything. All that. Yeah,
I make it all easy. Every handle is The Trucking Guru. My website is www.thetruckingguru.
I love it.
November 19th and 20th, I'm doing something in the Dallas area, though. It's already sold out, but I want you to come.
I would love to be there.
I didn't even have to advertise it. It's already sold out. So I want you to come.
Y'all can't talk to me about favor. Lord Jesus. And people ask me all the time, like, do you like doing your podcast? This is why I like doing my podcast.
Yeah.
I be doing it for y'all, but I be inspired. You know what I mean? Like, and this is how I know we're doing the right thing. People need to hear stories. I say it all the time. We're on Instagram. We see you popping out. We see you in the Rolls Royce, the big mansions, everybody balling out of control, but we don't know the story.
Yeah.
And so people look and say, well, somebody must have given her that, or somebody must have, or it's probably because of this. No, you don't know my story. And now the things that I've been through. Don't let me start singing a gospel song up in here. So, y'all make sure you follow her, The Trucking Guru. Go to her website, www.thetruckingguru.com. Kierra, keep shining on them, sis.
I will.
Shining like that jacket, baby. She done came and pushed through today. I love it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that I met you and got a chance to talk to you. And just like Neo told you, keep your foot on their neck.
I will.
Keep your foot on their neck. I cannot wait to see what's to come. I cannot wait.
We got some big shit coming.
I love it. And in the way that only Kierra can say it, right?
Yep.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for the support. Make sure you subscribe to the Dash Podcast YouTube channel. Also, we're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. And feel free to share it with some family and friends. Thanks, guys.